Hello friends, welcome to Physics Live channel. Today we are going to study some definitions about constraints and problems related to it. We know that in Lagrangian dynamics, degrees of freedom, it is the minimum number of independent coordinates required to specify the system. Constraints. What do you mean by constraints? The limitations on the motion of a system are called constraints. Constraints reduces degrees of freedom. We have holonomic constraints and non-holonomic constraints. Holonomic constraints means the constraints are expressed in the form of equations. Small m is equal to number of constraints, n particle system, and small n independent coordinates, that is degrees of freedom small n. So small n is equal to 3n minus m. This is the basic equation, that is the constraints m reduces the degrees of freedom. Non-holonomic constraints means the constraints which are not expressible in the form of equation. The gas molecules in a container cannot be expressed in the form of equation, so it is a non-holonomic constraint. Reonomous means time-dependent constraints. Scleronomous means time-independent. Conservative, total mechanical energy of the system is conserved for that system. Constrained forces do not do any work for conservative. Dissipative means total mechanical energy is not conserved, constrained forces do work. Examples, that is rigid body is a holonomic and scleronomic constraint. Simple pendulum with a rigid support, that is holonomic and scleronomic. Rolling disc, that is non-holonomic. Consider the question in which we have to determine the number of degrees of freedom in the following cases. A particle moving on the circumference of a circle, the constraint is x square plus y square is equal to a square. So here the radius of the circle, that is a. So hence in Cartesian coordinates one variable x or y and in polar coordinates theta needed, that is to discuss or to find the position of the system or particle, we need only one coordinate, that is degrees of freedom is 1. Next, 5 particles moving freely in a plane. 5 particle freely moving in a plane means a free particle needs a degrees of freedom in a plane is 2. So for 5 particles, 5 into 2, that is 10 coordinates. So degrees of freedom for that 10. Third example, that is 2 particles connected by a rigid rod moving freely in a plane. For 2 particles in a plane, we need 2 into 2, that is 4 coordinates. But here one constraint, that is constraint means a limitation, that is the particles are connected by a rigid rod means one constraint. So 4 minus 1, that is equal to 3 as the degrees of freedom. Fourth example, a rigid body moving freely in 3-dimensional space. A rigid body is a system of particles in which distance between any two particles remain fixed throughout the motion. For 3 non-collinear particles P1, P2, P3 of the rigid body, each particle has 3 degrees of freedom. And third, exist 3 constraints. We know that a particle 1 and 2 has a fixed distance, 2 and 3 has a fixed distance, 3 and 1 has a fixed distance. So the distance formula are fixed. So that means there exist 3 constraints. The constraints are x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square plus z1 minus z2 whole square is equal to r12 square. x2 minus x3 whole square plus y2 minus y3 whole square plus z2 minus z3 whole square is equal to r23 square. x1 minus x3 whole square plus y1 minus y3 whole square plus z1 minus z3 whole square is equal to r13 square. For 3 particles, we know the degrees of freedom, that is 3 into 3, that is 9, and also there exists 3 constraints means 3 into 3 minus 3, that is 6. So The particle need, if any other particle is include the system, we know that to express them we need three coordinates, but it has fixed distance from the three particle exists before, so we know that three constraints also exist, so there is no additional coordinate is required to specify the position of particle, because we can add any particle to this rigid body system, but the coordinates are not changed by adding the particles. So the degrees of freedom for a rigid body is 6. Okay. In fifth example, a rigid body moving in space with a one point fixed. So a rigid body which is considered as a 3 particle system, so 3 into 3 9 coordinates are needed, but here we considered as a rigid body moving in space with one point fixed means x1 equal to y1 is equal to z1 is equal to 0. Consider it is an origin. So we have the equations between the points x2 square plus y2 square plus z2 square is equal to r2 square, x3 square plus y3 square plus z3 square is equal to r3 square, x2 minus x3 whole square plus y2 minus y3 whole square plus z2 minus z3 whole square is equal to r23 square. This is, we substitute x1 and y1 z1 equal to 0 in the previous equations, so we get the three constraints. Also we get the three equations because one point is fixed. So 9 minus 6, here 6 constraints, so 3 are the degrees of freedom. This is the degrees of freedom of a rigid body moving in a space with one point is fixed. A rigid body about a fixed axis in space means we need only 1 degrees of freedom. Here we need only the theta angle between the fixed axis and the rigid body. Okay. Next, the bob of simple pendulum oscillating in a plane. We know that the bob of an oscillating simple pendulum has 1 degrees of freedom. The motion is described by one coordinate theta. Here we know that the length of the simple pendulum is constant, so there is constraint is there. Only we need a theta to describe the motion of a bob. Cartesian coordinates in which x or y with the constraint x square plus y square is equal to L square. In plane polar coordinates we need only theta. Next, the bob of a conical pendulum. We know that in conical pendulum we have a constraint that is x square plus y square plus z square is equal to L square. We need 3 coordinates to specify the position of a conical pendulum bob, but here one constraint that is x square plus y square plus z square is equal to L square, so 2 degrees of freedom. Ninth example, that is dumbbell moving in space. We know that the dumbbell is a 2 particle system, 2 heavy particles which are connected by a rigid massless rod. So there is exists one constraint. So in space we have 6 coordinates to express the 2 heavy particle. So 3 into 2, there is exists one constraint means 3 into 2 minus 1. So we need 5 degrees of freedom to express the position of the dumbbell. In the following cases, discuss whether the constraint is holonomic or non-holonomic. Specify the constraint force also. Motion of a body on an inclined plane under gravity. We know it is a holonomic constraint because it is in a form of equation. We can express the constraint in the form of equation, and force of constraint the reaction of the plane acting normal to the inclined surface. Okay. Here we know that we have a inclined plane, so a body which is moving through this inclined plane. So the normal weight is here, so the normal reaction which is acting normal to the inclined plane, this is the force of constraint. Next example, a bead on a circular wire. Here a circular wire in which a bead moves. So it is a holonomic. Here we can express the constraint by R is equal to A. And the force of constraint is the reaction of wire acting on the bead. The reaction of the wire acting on the bead, that is force of constraint here. And the next example, a particle moving in an ellipsoid under the influence of gravity. Here a particle moving on an ellipsoid under the influence of gravity. Here it is a non-holonomic constraint. Force of constraint, the reaction force of the ellipsoid surface on the particle. Next example, a pendulum with a variable length. Rheonomic and holonomic and rheonomic. We can express in the form of equation, that is R is equal to L of t, and it is a time dependent. So tension in the string, we can express a pendulum with varying length means there is a tension acting on the string. So after time the length can be changed. This is the constraint we can express in the equation. So it is holonomic, but it depends on time, that is rheonomic. Okay, this is the examples for constraint. Thank you for watching.